everybody out there, my name is Dragnix, and this is Chroma Squad. $15 on the Steam store today. It is a tactical RPG in the style of Power Rangers. Now, before I begin this Let's Try, I want to make sure that you guys know that I obtained a key from the developer on this one. I reached out to them, wrote them up, and said, hey, can I cover your game? They gave me a key in response. So, let me just let my friend here tell you my feelings on the game. Yeah, exactly what I have to say about the game. Not Since Darkest Dungeon has a game hit me on so many levels, and I want to show you exactly what I'm talking about. Now, I've got multiple playthroughs here. There are a bunch of difficulties. For the sake of this review, I did play on the medium for this run through. I am playing on the hard one, and I will get to the differences on them. I'll also show you all this after we get into the sort of the meat of the game at this point. Let's record an episode. So the idea of the story here is that you are 5 stunt actors on basically a Power Rangers set. This game is heavily influenced by the Power Rangers. You can see the Megazord back here. I'll get into exactly what it's called in this one, because you decide what it's called. But here's an episode that I can record. So each mission is an episode that for your season at this point, and you have specific goals. Now, here, legal trouble. Choosing to face the evil Dr. Mia in court was the right thing to do, but Zingard Productions, aka what I named it, my studio, didn't expect that he had some legal trips up his sleeve. At least everything will be recorded. The maximum audience is 3,000 and the location is random street crossing. I'll get into exactly all the details regarding that while showing you the game at this point. Now, here are our heroes. Customized to however you like based on some choices that you've got at there. We've got like Michonne for Walking Dead. Yes, she's a choosable character, and I'll get into exactly what you can choose and what you can't. Alright, so listen up everyone. Apparently Dr. Mia wasn't bluffing. He did go to court. How rude. He wrote on Face album that we're a carbon copy of his studio, which is so lame. He doesn't know anything about our show and just wants easy money. It might be a good idea to record it, so I'm bringing the cameras like a documentary or something. We must see the judge in a few moments, so we may want to get going. Based on the distance, we can just walk there. So we're going to make our way over there at this point. Again, very realistic in terms of like, this is a shoot, basically. Well, sort of. The game plays that line between is it real or is it not real very well. I got my calculations wrong. Too bad you had to sell your car, Onyx. Yes, his name is Onyx. I named him that. You can name all 5 of your heroes, and you'll see a theme in how I name my heroes at this point. Let's just make a run for it there, and the building's right over there. So we're going to go and walk over there. No, we're not. Hello, fellows. Wait a second. Who are you? Oh, I have so many names. And we don't know a single one. Call me J. Milton. Behold as I send you out as sheep amidst the wolves. Wait, what? Who are the wolves? Me and some of my friends. And now you see the putty soldiers from the old Power Rangers show. Very similar, very lifelike at this point. Sup? Hey ya! This is crazy. We're in the middle of the street. Do you work for Dr. Mia? Mia. We share a common employer, actually. Think of this as a special episode for both our shows. Glad I bought cameras then. And we're gonna get into a fight. Now, we have a little helper here. Such a bully, J. Milton, just like Dr. Mia. I've been looking forward to this far too long. Stop bullying people because you can't do anything good by yourself. Let them do their great things. Awakened Dragon. Yes, sometimes you'll have people who will help. Sometimes you'll have guest stars, basically. And here's one of our guest stars that will help us out at this point. Again, a lot of detail was put into the actual ideas behind this, and it really does feel like a Power Rangers show. Like somebody just like almost ripped the script from Power Rangers and threw it into this game, and yet it's unique. The director's instructions: I need to defeat the boss monster with a finishing move and defeat 3 enemies in the same turn. Now, the director's instructions will impact my audience at this point. In terms of your seasons, what you have here is you have your audience bar. The bar is gained by doing special moves, attacks, skills, so on and so forth. Basically, you're trying to build up the attention of your fans at this point and gain more fans and more audience at this point. Now, you see my 5 heroes here. They're all different. They're all different in terms of their fight styles too. Sapphire, for example, is a scout. She's very quick, she's very fast, but she doesn't hit as hard at this point. We have Jade, who's the assault, Tiger Eye, who's the lead, Onyx, who's the techie, and Ruby, who's the assist. You can see it's all based on gemstones because, well, I just like that kind of angle. We also have our helper, A Dragon. So let's just have A Dragon attack. So this is a tactical RPG. You move into the appropriate place and you attack. Simple enough. There is knockback in certain cases, and so you can move people around and really get a hold of exactly how you want to fight. However, Chroma Squad takes it the next step. You see, the thing with the old Power Rangers, it was always about teamwork. And you'll notice this button here called Teamwork. So let me move my Sapphire here and hit the Teamwork button. Nyx's Nomads with me. That's my squad's name. You'll notice this. You're probably wondering what those are. Well, I'm not going to use it for her. Let's see. Can you do better? How about you? I probably chose the wrong person to do this with. Ah, there we go. So, Onyx here can only move in the areas here, except you'll notice the teamwork portion. If a character uses another person who's using teamwork, they can get further than they ever did by themselves. And so, for example, I'm going to move here. He flips him up, and you actually gain audience participation for it. So you actually want to do that. You'll notice this crystallization. I'm not going to do that yet. I'm going to team up again. What does that mean? Well, you notice how I only did a little bit of damage to this guy up here. See, teamwork has multiple functions. First is the ability to move. But second, if you have somebody who's around you that's having teamwork, and you go and attack somebody, double attack. They do a lot more damage when they're doing it in combo. And so you can use teamwork, sort of manipulate your guys and do double, triple, and even a finishing move, which obviously I'm going to have to do on the boss monster. All right. Ruby is going to just attack this one because I'm going to use my crystallization. What is crystallization? Well, it's morphin' time, guys. So they all come back together. You can use that as a skill, too, to move everybody into one place for defensive purposes. And now you see my team is assembled. We are now powered up and we have skills. So, for example, I have a weapon here with a spear, and I'm going to knock this fellow out. Okay, it's the enemy's turn. So there's a lot of tactics going into this. Now, this is on the intermediate level. The hard level is hard. It's not to the point where you're like throwing your controller across the room, but in particular, the health portion of it is really important because you can't heal very well. In terms of like these guys, Ruby is my assist. She's my healer. And so even like with Ruby, for example, let's see. Okay, so you're hurt a little bit. If she uses teamwork, for example, she'll heal everybody around her. She heals adjacent allies when basically posing. She's posing for the camera. All right, let's see here. We're going to have Sapphire go here and use her special ability, which is a stunning pose. Now, that's a free action for her. It has a cooldown, but she's also going to team up. No, she's not going to team up because that guy's weak as it is. Let's take him out. Nope, wasn't able to take him out, but pretty well. Let's move. Let us use a sword. We need to defeat 3 enemies in the same turn, so I do want to try to get that on this turn. Okay, so that's 1. We got 3 people left. He's not going to be able to do anything, so let's just have him punch J. Milton. Justice Strike. Let's have you use your rifle on him. Now, he gets a reduced cooldown. The thing is that these characters all had special abilities in terms of not only their, like, role, but that character itself. I chose Michonne, for example, to be my assault. And she had a specific ability with more attack on that and more counter. So you can actually make your squad completely female, completely, you know, attack, completely skill-based, defensive. There's a lot of options there. So, all right, let's go and take out this guy because that will be, I think, my third guy for this turn. You saw an item drop there. Oh, he's healing. Now, I did complete the director's instructions, and therefore, I gained audience participation. Now, remember how I said you can do dual attacks? It's not just dual attacks. 3 attack, 4 attack, and of course, there will be a 5 attack, which I'll show you in a bit. Now, there's a lot of strategy here in terms of, especially with movement placement, in terms of putting your guys in the areas in which they can succeed at this point. Because, again, it's all about movement and putting yourself in the right position. And the thing is that if you don't use your skills wisely, you'll end up isolating one of your characters. And the thing is, if one character goes down, you lose a lot of ability. You lose the ability to use a finishing move, for example. Bosses, by them, if you try to take them one-on-one, they're not going to go down. Not at all. Very similar to the show. All right, so we're going to use teamwork. Now, if I use the finishing move right now on him, which I may be able to do. No, I won't be able to do it this turn. The thing is that it won't work. It will get him down to a certain amount of health, but it'll actually punish me for that because it's a finishing move. It's supposed to be the end all. You used it at the start. It'll actually take away the audience participation at that point. And so, again, you have to be very careful of what you do and what you don't do. I'm going to make some acrobatics here. Teamwork. And acrobatics again. And we're all going to attack him. More fans for the attack. And, okay, so you saw that. He has the ability to be finished at this point. Obviously, I can't do it this turn because I've already attacked. But there is an ability for me to take him out in one hit, which is my finishing move. So, there we go. Oh, okay, they all got knocked back, and he's going to get heal. Okay, so I'm going to use him, first of all. Okay, so he's still finishable at this point. But I'm going to... Oh, I probably didn't want to do that, because I don't think you're going to be able to get... Oh, no, you are. Are you? Yeah, so let's see. We're going to put you there. Now, notice how I can... The two squares in question here. So you can move everybody to start with into position before you do your action. That you can maximize your effectiveness that way because, again, like, for example, hers will heal everybody around her, and it's easier to do that when everyone's moved. All right, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Diamond Cutter, which is, again, my finishing move. There we go. And the devil, well, he's not exactly happy with that. So I beat the mission, I defeated the boss monster, and defeated 3 enemies in the same turn. Now you'll have to face my true form. Of course. It's true, the devil has many faces. The writing in this game is so well done in terms of the show and what it's trying to represent that I'm actually wondering if they had some help from the writers. It is able to mix the current, like, sort of comedy of the internet and everything along it to the old days of the old show at this point. Oh, he must go to his Japanese class. Of course, he's a Japanese teacher. He's a sensei. All right, he's gonna leave. And it's time for our not Voltron. Not Voltron. Yep, that's our mech. Not Voltron. Avoid copyright infringement. That's how I summon my mech, guys. I mean, that's how anybody summons their mech. Don't you know that? Again, you can make it even better with the ways that you do it. Now, we're in a mech situation now, And so, well, let's just go right at him. Punch. 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 One more time. Oh, I missed. All right, so he's going to go right at me, and I'm going to have to defend myself. Now, this part is a little bit weaker. It is supposed to be a final show-off. It is the sort of, you know, back off at this point. I felt like it could be a little bit more detailed. However, I understand what they were going for. They're going for the simplicity here. Dang it. Now, you can attack, defend, or use that sword. That this sword is really a final strike. So I'm going to actually defend here. There we go. Great. As you can see at the top left corner, I love the little touches like here are my crew at this point. The lights. I mean, there's so much attention to detail in this game. It's amazing what was paid so much attention to in terms of the presentation alone. All right, I'm going to use my sword strike. All right, so his first form is down. You can see that he's not exactly happy, and now we're going to do it all over again. One. Nope, missed. All right. So, yeah, again, this one plays out a little bit more untactical. Yes, you have a attack and defend, but early on in the game, it's not really that impressive in my mind. It's probably the weakest part of the game, considering everything else, but it still has that nostalgic feeling. And again, those mech battles, when you go back and look at them in the show, they weren't that complicated. They really were just punch, 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 kick, 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 that's it. So I understand from a thematic point of why they did it. Okay, so I got an 85% chance to hit, a 75% chance, let's go again, and then let's defend. So as you attack, and then decide to defend at a certain point, you will actually gain more defense. So it's push your luck, press your luck. Okay, I'm going to defend now. So keep on going, keep on going. Okay, stop. Now, again, with attacking, each attack also gains that bonus. So it's, again, test your luck. Do I keep on going or do I stop at this point? And he's going, he keeps on going, but I keep on defending. There we go, he's done. In the second form, at least. It usually takes 3 goes around at this point, from what I've noticed. All right, 1, 2, 3. Let's try it. And explosions. Of course explosions. Do you think the monster would just bleed and, you know, fall over? Of course not. It's Explosion City, guys. And we have defeated the evil devil. And so, that's a wrap. Audience, I gained 3,000, pretty much the full I could in that episode, plus a bonus 300. They dropped a bunch of materials, which I will get to in a second, and the audience converter. Now, I love little touches like this. Not Voltron fight, yay, hashtag Nix Nomads. My kids are going crazy over this. Hero Show shouting, Prism Power, polish us around. Hope they get that dinosaur costumes next season. It's so good at knowing what its audience is, and I appreciate it for that. All right, saving the game. Oh, we have fan mail. Let's look at our mail here. Besides, I don't want to look at my episode finances. Cerebro. I think the Cerebro thing should not be trusted. Do you realize that you can turn itself on you all? Be careful, nomads. What if? Reply received. What if I can't be trusted as well? Yeah, you have a point. I think that's one of our producers at this point. All right, so what can you do back at your base? Well, that's where you prepare for everything going on in terms of the show. You could obviously buy equipment, but a lot of your equipment is basic in terms of the weapons and armor that are available in the shop. You're better off crafting. So all that equipment that we got in terms of those droppables, now we can buy some equipment. We're going to buy some... Oh, wait, I don't have leather. Oh, that's all right. I'm going to craft some leather. So I can craft raw materials or upgrade materials appropriately. And now I'm going to craft some colored boots. Plus 10 dodge and a random property. All right. Okay, so plus skill regain and plus dodge. So I want to probably put this on somebody who's going to really take advantage of that. I'm going to put it on my healer because, again, the skill regain is rather useful for her, and the dodge, of course, is useful. So equip that on her. We can also take old materials and recycle them. I failed to get anything out of that one. That sucks, but that's all right. I can also buy materials based on money. This doesn't seem to be a real reason to do that in my mind because there's so much other stuff you can do. Marketing. I can use the fan power that I've gained to activate certain powers based on the agency I have. I chose Max Communications. They got a 3-episode contract. They get a certain amount, and they up my fan conversion rate and my income rate. Every season you'll have a specific number of episodes, and you have to have a certain milestone in terms of the threshold. This a milestone, I needed 10. Well, I've got 1,089. I think I'm doing good. So, let's see, I can go with a surprise ad deal. Yeah, let's go with a surprise ad deal at this point because it's just uses a bunch of fan power, and I'll start with some more audience, starting audience for everyone. So, you really take advantage of the overall metagame in terms of everything going on here. Studio. Remember how I said you can customize things? So I can customize my studio name, my squad name, my transformation, my mech's name, the finishing move. So you really can make the experience your own. And that's what this game does so well. It feels like you've created your own Power Rangers episodes. And honestly, it does that almost too well, in fact. Again, it hits the points of almost copyright infringement, hence this, but it feels like it's a fan tribute more than anything else, and it's a parody, so I think it's protected. I hope it's protected. I could also upgrade my studio, for example. I can put on, let's see, I can add lamps to make enemies have problems with dodging and countering, you know, the lights. Shop partnership, I can make things more easier to buy in terms of the purchase amount, and then I can, you know, buy a bigger studio, which I've done here. Now, my mech, I can upgrade it too. I can, you know, create a colored box of justice. Yeah, it's made out of cardboard and duct tape. This is how real this episode is. The fact that they're just putting all this stuff together out of whatever they can find. I've already got armored legs. I can't really make anything unless if I go back and make some silver tape, which I can, I think. Yeah, I can. So I'm gonna craft 2 of them at this point. My mech. Let's see. Mega chest. I don't like that one. Yeah, the colored box of justice. I like that. Let's make it uncommon. Plus more defense. And precise puncher. Oh, yes. I know that'll give me another ability. Cool. Now, like I said with my actors, each actor can be customized and their stats customized in terms of what character that you choose and who it is, or what the color is. So I chose this, as you see, Ruby, Onyx, Tiger Eye, Jade, and Sapphire. They all have a salary that you have to pay. I know there's a misspelling there, but they all have special abilities. Like May here can counter at this point, and their dodge and counter from the enemy is lowered. Michonne, this actress that survived hordes of fans, it's getting again into the levels of copyright, but yeah, I sadly am giving this game a pass because of it, just because of the sheer good that has come out of this game so far. All right, Tiger's Eye, so on and so forth. All the skills in here: attack, defense, health, movement, critical, dodge, counter, stuff that you would expect. Skill regain is probably the one you have to explain the most. That's how your skills get in terms of, you know, regeneration, how many turns it will take. Your skills you can customize. You have a level 1 and a level 2. So for example, I've got Eagle Lasso for level 1, and I have a passive for him in terms of fan club for more acrobatics audience and for more team attack for audience. Jade attack, you saw it before. Deal 120 damage to adjacent enemies with my roundhouse kick. Yeah, it's a square house kick, but it's a roundhouse kick. And my equipment, of course. You have a helmet, and a suit, a sword, gloves, and boots. So that is Chroma Squad, and there's not a lot of bad I can say about it. The music seems good. It's not the greatest, but it fits the mood. The graphics definitely take me back to an 8-bit time, but they're done pretty well. I am actually really do like Chroma here in terms of the brain with the crystals just sort of sticking out of it. Honestly, if you like any kind of RPG, tactical RPG, or if you like anything related to Power Rangers, this game is $15. With all the AAA releases nowadays that can't seem to get things right, I think $15 for a game that will probably keep you entertained for as long as the game goes on. I have not beaten the game. I've played 5 hours of various run-throughs at this point just to get an idea of all the difficulties. It does its job, and it does its job well. Alright, this is Dragnix signing out. I hope you got an idea of exactly what Chroma Squad is and what it has to offer. If you like this review, or you don't like this review that is associated in the Steam review section, give it an up or down vote accordingly. I would like feedback in terms of what people want to see from that. And just really go buy Chroma Squad. Honestly, it's a great game. I'll see you later. Hey, thanks for watching. If you have a chance, leave some feedback and comments below. If you liked the video, hit that like button. And if you want more content like this, hit that subscribe button. This is Dragnix signing off, hoping that gaming brings as much fun to you as it does for me.